Hey guys, it's Steph and
it's Stella. Hi.
Hey, our first names are kind of like, they go together.
I
Steph
know.
And Stella. And like, okay, so we're here tonight to do our Daily Dime.
Mm-hmm.
Adam is not here. Stella is not Adam. So,
Nope.
Oh wait, I got to get you in the picture. It's
I'm
like,
here.
Okay, we're talking about meal planning tonight. If you haven't joined our 31-day spending freeze, you need to do that at debtfreespending.com. And I see that you're seeing a lot of our kitchen ceiling. Look, I actually have makeup on tonight. Are you impressed?
Wow.
Stella looks good. I look good. I'm not in my jammies with my glasses on, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
So I brought Stella over, and we're just hanging out, and she's going to be talking to us about we're going to be talking about a couple different ways to save on meal planning during the spending freeze. So basically, whenever we go on this 31-day spending freeze, you can go to debtfreespending.com.
Mm-hmm.
Let me slow down a little bit. Debtfreespending.com. Go to finances. Find the spending freeze blog post and then just click on it and you can sign up there. We have over 70 or 80 people. I'm going to let Stella talk here real quick and I'll check to see how many people we actually have. So Stella, what are your tips for meal planning when you can't go out and you can't buy a lot of new food? I mean, other than perishables, we did say that we could buy perishables.
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. We love to eat. And so
I love to eat too.
Mm-hmm, we are huge foodie snobs. And so there's a couple different things that we've tried to figure out. One thing is planning ahead. That is key.
Okay.
And even those that don't like to plan, I'm not talking like a month at a time. We tried that and that did not work. So it's easier just to go week by week or even 3 or 4 days, depending on your schedule and, how you guys work out together. And you talk about the week ahead. And honestly, we even made a list of all of our favorite meals.
Okay.
And we just rotated through that. And so, during the week, we're like, okay, do you want shepherd's pie this week? Do you feel like that this week? And my husband is great because he'll eat anything, whereas I have a lot of dietary needs because of
Right.
I have acid reflux. It's really nasty. And so I never know what day I'm going to be able to eat stuff.
Right.
Some days I'll be fine with spaghetti. Other days I can't go anywhere near marinara sauce. So because of that, we kind of look ahead and say, okay, these are the 5 meals we'd like to have prepped. And we'll get chicken breast, which is always versatile. And then a couple other meals in mind so that when we get to that night that one of us is cooking, we can pick one of those 5 things and kind of rotate.
Right. So Stella has her own blog, which is called
According to Stella.com.
It's so cute. Seriously, you have to go. I just made the header today. But anyways, you have a post that you're going to be posting here in the next day or two. Tell them about what it's going to be about.
Absolutely. I actually have 2 different posts to help because we are trying to be a lot more mindful with our health and wellness as well.
Yep.
So she's rubbing off on me. And one of them is about salads. I have a bunch of favorite salads that I go to specific restaurants for and I crave for. And I don't want to say their names, but Applebee's or whatever, right? And I've tried to reproduce those at home and they just don't taste as well. And so after I started getting more mindful about calorie count, things like that, I went to my favorite restaurants and of course you're like, okay, can I have half of my regular portion? And they won't even let you do that anymore.
Okay.
Because of the money or who knows what, the plate size, I don't know what it is. So I've tried to reproduce them at home or only order half at the restaurant, but the calorie count is scary, and it isn't
for
just the
salad.
dressing.
Yeah. I agree. Salads are super.
Yes.
People are like, oh, I'm eating a salad, and then it's 1,000 calories.
Exactly, and that's the other thing I was learning is you know what, you only should be eating maybe about 300 calories a meal.
Right.
A meal. So if one dish is 800, 1,000 calories, you just ate your entire day in that one meal.
Yeah, because I love those little Chinese noodles. I like to put stuff on my salad.
Yeah, totally.
To me, there's very little lettuce in the salad until I'm done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's
the
why
salad is the topping.
Yeah, so salads don't really save me any calories or money. Because people are like, oh, you can have a salad. Well, so I buy all the toppings that I want. Then I'm kind of out,
Salad bar is not very good.
Exactly. Yeah. So another tip for going on a spending freeze and doing your meal plan. So Stella's going to have all of her favorite salads on her blog here in the next day or 2.
Yes.
So make sure you're on the lookout for that. Again, according to Stella.com. Make sure you go to debtfreespending.com and sign up for the spending freeze because right now I'm counting 85 people, which is exciting. We have over 85 people that are going to be not spending anything in the month of October. So we want you to come along with us. And But another tip, getting back to our tips for meal planning, another thing that you want to do, especially before we go into the spending freeze, is you want to take stock of your inventory. That means you need to go through all of the things in your pantry. Like, how many cans of tuna do you really have? You know what I'm saying? How many cans of beans do you have? Right. Those kinds of things. And if you actually go to certain websites like allrecipes.com, some of them actually have a search ingredient, like where you put in what ingredients you have, and it will make the meal for you. Yeah. So that's one of our biggest suggestions, and we're going to be talking about that more when we're blogging during those 31 days. But the biggest thing is making sure that you're, going through what you already have, and then when you buy your perishables, adding to that and making sure that you're, doing that as well. Another thing is to go to your local farmers market. I know that we have a farmers market now, unfortunately, in Pennsylvania. Hey, Corey, hopefully you're going to be on our debt-free spending freeze in the month of October with us. Please sign up, debtfreespending.com. So anyways, sorry, I had to give a shout out to Corey there. So like I said, what we recommend totally is like going to like a local farmer's market. Now in Pennsylvania, ours is only, I don't know, ours is still going, or is it just summertime?
Probably the last weekend came and left.
Yeah, I think.
Usually around school starts.
Yeah, like Labor Day.
You just keep talking.
Yeah, you're welcome. But like I said, we definitely have to, we definitely have to like make sure that, we're eating healthy. And in case you don't know, Stella and I both are Young Living essential oil peeps. We love essential oils. We just had a class tonight. That's why she's here. Yes. And had about 5 people. And so that's a whole other ballgame. We'll get into another night. So we're really focusing on health and wellness and really trying to eat healthy. So you will have some perishable budget during the spending freeze. But, people don't realize a lot of times like beans and other things are really good to go along with, a healthy meal. So, that's another thing that's really super inexpensive. So maybe not, like we said in the other email and the other blog post, you may not want to stock up before a spending freeze. That's not what you want to do.
Right.
Because then you're going to spend more money. But if you're out and about and you want to grab like a couple cans of beans or a couple cans of this, then that would be okay too, and it'd be a healthy alternative. So,
and you know what, as you're talking, I think the other thing is use this to be creative. So kind of like, if you think about like Girl Scouts or you go camping and you can only take the beanie weenies and the hot dog and whatever, by day 3 or 4, you're sick of this stuff. And so you come up with something creative. Try that.
Yeah.
So go to those websites like what we were talking about, was it All Recipes?
Yeah, allrecipes.com.
And all you do is type in your favorite thing. Like, we're not talking about you got to eat the grass and the chickpeas and that's all you can have. Like, when you look at my salads that I make, I have strawberries, I grab whatever's there, grapes, whatever I feel like, sprinkle with sliced almonds. You could do walnuts. You could even do candied walnuts if you want to. But then, of course, you gotta figure out, okay, then that's a lot of sugar, so I probably don't want to do, a really fancy dressing with that. But yeah, just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be restrictive. That's not the point of this. Right. It's honestly to be inspired.
Like a spending freeze should not be hot dogs all month. And that's what we're trying to say. Like, we don't want you to think that because we want you to go on the spending freeze with this, that you're going to be eating ramen noodles and hot dogs all month.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not the point. We want you to go. Sorry, my hair looks really ridiculous. Hey, there's Adam in the background. Hey, Adam.
There, guys.
There he is.
Sorry, it's funny tonight.
Busted. Anyways, but yeah, so like, that was like a zinger. I don't know how I feel about that, but anyways. So like I said, I don't want, like, the point is to be healthy while you're doing it. You're going on a spending freeze, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be like throwing your nutrition to the dogs either. So that's why we really wanted to do a special episode on eating healthy while we're on the spending freeze, making sure that you're putting, good food and good nutrition into your body, even if you're not spending money in other places. And remember, if you're not eating out, you can hopefully you'll have a little extra money when you do go buy your perishables to spend on that. So instead of that 2,000 calories, when we went this past week, okay, so here's a story for you.
Yeah.
PTA, we joined the PTA, right? So Adam didn't even know we joined the PTA. Because he finds out that he gets this we won a $25 gift card to TGI Fridays.
Oh.
Okay, so we go in.
Yeah.
There isn't even a green, how you're looking for the little symbol?
They have a goddess salad, don't they?
There was nothing on their menu that was light or fit.
No. Yeah.
Seriously. So of course I ended up getting ribs. But anyways, it was very good. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is that, there would have been like $30 on one meal. And so instead, take that and buy your perishables that are healthy. So that's the whole point of meal planning properly. When you're going on the spending freeze, we want to make sure that you do this the healthy way. So I think that's all I really have to say to them, unless you have something else you want to say.
When you are talking about budgeting and things like that, do you ever even suggest having like a jar? Like, for example, if you know that you were going to get the sandwich from this place and that's like what, $4 or $5 for a good sandwich, a good quality sandwich that you'd like, do you suggest that people take that $5 that they would have put in there and like start it in a jar so they
Yeah.
can physically see?
So that's what I taught people with our coupon classes. It's great that you just said that because with our coupon classes, I actually, do you know Mary Burkholder? Okay, we have a math teacher that goes to our church, and when she would, in our couponing classes, she would do the same thing with her coupons. Like if she saved $5 in coupons, she put $5 in the savings account.
Awesome.
And so I saw her out, and I was like, oh, and she was telling me all about it, and I was like, so how much have you saved? She's like, oh, I've saved like $30,000. We're going to take the kids on a trip to Alaska next year. So they went to Alaska, and I saw her a year later, and I was like, well, how's your trip? You know, how's your fund now that you did? She's like, oh, I built it back up already. So yes, I totally recommend doing that.
Because that's visual. Because it's one thing if you're putting it in a savings account, and that's really smart. And that's what you usually hear when people are like, "I'm saving," which means you're putting it in an account. But having a physical reminder,
that's
in
true
your
too.
home, and not just the quarters, because we have a big honking glass jar of quarters and nickels and everything that when we empty our pockets. But you look at that. That doesn't mean anything, but it's the bills. It's the $5 bills. It's the $20 bill.
True.
Having that visual reminder really does make a difference.
See, we can't have cash around the house because Adam will spend it at Sheetz.
Oh.
Which is like our Wawa or whatever you have your convenience store.
Wawa,
so
New Jersey.
Yeah, a long time ago we decided that he was not allowed to have cash on hand because it ended up being like sodas and junk food.
Oh.
So I do think it works for a visual, and I agree with you as long as you're not a spendthrift with your money, the cash especially.
Or you get a lock with a combination.
Well, yeah, that's true.
To make
we could
it
do that.
anti-Atom proof.
Yeah. Well, at least nobody's sleeping in our Periscope tonight. So
Nice.
I don't think she yawned once. But anyways, for our regular viewers know that Adam likes to yawn at every Periscope.
Yeah,
so.
I counted like 5 within like
Did
the
you?
first
Okay.
couple seconds. I mean, you guys are really cute together, but I gotta say.
Yeah. I was like, I told him the other day, I was like, what do you want to fall asleep? What are you doing? You know what I mean? So anyways, but yeah, so we're going to come back.
You're kind of lulling. Just, you've
got
this pace that you go at, and it's just like, oh, it's kind of like listening to the ocean.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Even though it's so fast, you don't think people fall asleep. But anyways, we better let you go. It's a school night. We all got to get to bed. The kids are still up. So hope you guys are having a great night. We're having a good night here on the East Coast. Keep us posted according to Stella.com, debtfreespending.com. Make sure you go to the finance department, come down to the spending freeze. Make sure you sign up. Yeah, down to the spending freeze.
Nice.
All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.